Okay. Hello. So for this assignment, we were supposed to read the case studies and then whip out the Excel spreadsheets and then go through and follow the instructions to kind of solve the the prompts. So one that I thought was kind of cool was the first Excel spreadsheet connected, I believe, with the first case study, where it had us like calculate information from the raw data into the trends, so that we could see, like growth rates as well as the SKU level trends. We're also to see like top shares. I thought it was kind of interesting to see how much data goes into all of this, and seems a little overwhelming, but once you kind of started to play with it, it's not that bad.
So something that I've noticed is that I had no idea, like Daniel was saying, I didn't know how many aspects and how many calculations were done. Like if your competitors had a lower profit margin and you offer a higher price, that will give you a higher margin, which could you could lose sales. And how much you can charge depends on your strategic position in the market. So if you want to have an exclusive provider for a specialty or product, you're probably aiming to sell a lower volume for a higher price. And if you're looking for a high volume sales, you're offering commodity goods, you will have to keep your business price low to compete. And I understood the logic of it, but looking at the data and how it works, I think the first preposition would be look at your numbers and look what are the different aspects that you need to calculate in order to have profit.
So for me, I was the same kind of with it. I think that I love the part when you talked about like the major differences between like these two firms in the first case, study. That one had more of a like just a distribution model that was more traditional, that allowed like new generations to like have their own relationship with customers, where like the other firms relied on like retail partners. I think that it's really interesting, all the things that I talked about, the different SKUs. I don't know how to spell it, or SKUs, I don't know. And how like the e-commerce changed that, and how some companies develop their own digital presence, and how they start to like invest in different channels so they can like actually get more information on all this analytics, but how sometimes it can be a little bit hard to start with it because it's like a lot of information. And in one of the case studies that they were talking about, just doing a pilot and how they were just going to choose 20 SKUs, but then they had like 50, so they were trying to see which ones were the most important. And I was trying to see in that in the Excel, one of the cells and the second one. It was pretty interesting to see which ones might be more important, and why that reason was. I think that it definitely requires like a lot of time and a lot of like investment to actually go through each SKUs to actually understand like each recommendation that you would give, because it's completely changes what the company will do and how the sales department and everything will work based on those decisions that they make. So it's not like decisions that you can make lightly. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought out of all of that.
Nice.